Hello everyone, welcome to our channel, and today is the second day of our lecture series on mind map of polity from the book M. Lakshmikant, where we are going to cover the entire Lakshmikant in the form of a mind map so that you can revise it very quickly during the exam time. And the topic which we are going to discuss from the lesson number first of historical background in Lakshmikant, there are the four acts which we are going to discuss today, which includes the Charter Act of 1793, Charter Act of 1813, 1833 and 1853. Before starting the lecture, there is few announcement regarding our this lecture series. Firstly, we are going to cover the entire mind map of a polity from the book Lakshmikant, and later we are going to start such lecture series which include all the history part, okay, and we are going to cover the entire history portion in this format so that it will help you for the exam revision time, okay. And if you are new in our channel, please do like, comment and subscribe, because your support will motivate me and my team to make a new videos on such interesting topic of UPSC. So let's start with the first Charter Act of 1793. This is a first act of a Charter Act series, okay, and according to this act extended the overriding power of a governor general, okay. The power of a governor general was being increases, and his power also increases in relation with the subordinating presidencies of Bombay and Madras. Along with this, the board of control, okay, the board of control salaries was withdrawing from the Indian revenues or Indian एक्सचेकर्स से जो बोर्ड ऑफ कंट्रोल है उनकी सैलरी विड्रॉ होंगी. उसके साथ साथ जो कंपनीज का ट्रेड मोनोपोली है, इट वाज एक्सटेंडेड फॉर द फर्दर 20 ईयर. अलॉन्ग विद दिस, okay, the governor general power was extended, and along with this, the commander in chief, okay, commander in chief, he will not be the member of a governor general council until he is elected, okay. This were the five main provision of a Charter Act of 1793. Next, Charter Act of 1813. According to this act, it ended the company's commercial monopoly in India. It ended the commercial monopoly in India of the company's rule, but it continued its monopoly in the sector of a trade in tea and trade with the China. Okay, in these two sector, the monopoly was continued, and it assert the sovereignty of a British crown over the company's territory in India. Okay, it shows that it somewhere assert the sovereignty of a British crown over the territory of India. And according to this act of 1813, the compulsory training for all civil servant, okay, there will compulsory training should be given to the all civil servant, and it also allotted of 1 lakh rupees to promote the education in India, and it also allowed the Christian missionaries to came in India for the purpose of enlightening the people. Along with this, the financial provision uh, will be provided according this act for the revival of Indian literature and the promotion of a science. So these are the provision of a Charter Act of 1813. Okay, the next Charter Act of 1833. The Act of 1833 is considered to be the final step of a centralization in the British India. Okay, this was the final step of a centralization in British India. It is also known as a Sant Helena Act, and here the Governor General of Bengal was made as a Governor General of India. Okay, Governor General of Bengal was made Governor General of India, and Governor General of India, the first Governor General of India was William Bentinck. Okay, Bentinck, he was the first Governor General. Along with this act, the Governor General of India की जो लेजिस्लेटिव पावर थी वो इंक्रीज़ की थी, एंड द सबॉर्डिनेट जो प्रेसिडेंसीज थी जैसे बॉम्बे और मद्रास, उनकी लेजिस्लेटिव पावर डिक्रीज हो गई थी इस एक्ट के अकॉर्डिंग. एंड दिस एक्ट कम्प्लीटली एंडेड द East India Company's commercial body. Okay, and this act was a first attempt for introducing a open competition for the civil services. Okay, but for the over a period of time, this जो provision था for introducing the open competition for civil services was been opposed by the court of directors, so it does not implement during that time. And 1833 act is also important because during this time the first law commission under the Lord Macaulay was established. Okay, I am not mention this point here, but you must note that the first law commission, okay, first law commission was established under the Lord Macaulay. Okay, and the next one is the Charter Act of 1853. This is the last act of the series of a charter which was passed by the British Parliament, okay, between the year 1793 and 1753, and it also has a significant constitutional landmark. Okay, and according to this act of 1853, it was the first time which separate the executive and the legislative functions, and along with this it provide a new 6-member council called as the legislative councillor, and among these 6 members, the 4 of them were from the local provinces or the local government of Madras, Bombay, Bengal and Agra. Okay, and it shows that it was the first local representation in the Indian Legislative Council. Okay, out of 6, the 4 were from the Indian government, okay, that is local provinces. And according to this act, the Governor General Legislative Council was called as the Indian or the Central Legislative Council, and this act as a mini parliament, and it work according to the procedure of a British parliament. And as in the act of 1833, there was an attempt to to introduce open competition for civil servant, which was not introduced because the court of directors had not given permission, that they opposed for the open competition. But in the act of 1853, the open competition was introduced for the civil services, right, the election process and also the the selection process and the recruitment process. And further, they extend the company's rule on the trust of a British crown. Okay, sorry for the spelling mistake here, but it is a British crown, that is the company जो रूल था वो एक्सटेंड हो गया था अंडर द ब्रिटिश क्रोन एट दैट time, and particular for how much year the rule has extended, it was not notified. Okay, and it was the first time for the representation of a Indian Legislative Council. Okay, and for the first time the executive and legislative function was been separated. Okay, and in this way we conclude the 7 main features of the Charter Act of 1853. In this way we get to learn about the 4 Charter Act of 1793, 1813, 1833 and 1853. After looking this video, please try to attempt the questions, that is previous year question related to this act, so that you can completely get overview and completely cover this topic. Okay, and this will also help you to revise before the exam, because this video is the mind map of all the act. Okay, if you are new in our channel, please do like, comment and subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for the new updates. Thank you.